Welcome back on Dynamod. Today I want to propose you a video about the unboxing review about the Flesheater Kurz army set. That is the preview, we can call it like this, of the Flesheater Kurz that are going to be officially released in 2024, but has been anticipated with this army set so that we can see some of the new contents inside, and here it's really quite intriguing. Remember that it's been released in December 2023, at the end of December 2023. So now we can see the box that it's with this image that I quite love, sincerely, and it's really something wonderful. And we can see the around, so that we can see there are quite a lot of nice details. So even if you want to throw away, eventually I suggest you to keep or to cut off the box so that you can have it. And we can also see about the contents inside here, and so we can find that there are really quite a lot of things. I made also a review about the anticipation of such setbox because it has been announced anyway, and I planned some pieces of prices, but sincerely I decided to redo it because I wanted to think about what it can be really thought. So we could have the Vargulf, that is the new mod, this one, and I quite like. That will cost, if it stay at the same amount of the actual one, to 35 euros. We had the cavalry, that sincerely I associate like all the other cavalries, sincerely, and so I think that it will be about 50 euros. Then had the 20 crypt cards. Here sincerely I associate it quite close to the one about the crypt goals, but sincerely here it's a bit up to what GW will release about, because it could be also released 2 units of 10 models instead of 1 of 20. Still, I think that 40 euros will be an appreciated one. Then we can have the part about the model, this one, that is the new lieutenant, we can correct this anyway. It's an arch-regent, Gore Warden, and we see better in the part about the analysis of the rules. And here it can be seen as 32.50 euros, should be quite good. Then we had the Battleton, it's the limited version anyway, so I think that 40 euros will be really quite good as approximating. And then we had the data sheet cards and so on, the tokens, that I think 20 euros can be really quite a good amount as hypothesis. So we can see that we have a total of, for the Minotaurs, 157.50 euros. That it's almost the price of this set box as it is. So the GW released this at 155 euros. So if you have some discount, you can save quite a lot of money. And eventually, I'm still thinking that my prices suggested are a bit lower than they should be. So okay. Then we had the book that it's 40 and the was code that it's 20. So the amount total of this should be about 275.5 euros. So here you can think if it's close or not. Anyway, I think that it's quite nice because have this in preview. I can call this. So I can read the rules, I can really enjoy the background and so on. I make videos about the background, so I make a specific video only about the bottom so that we can see the contents, the images and so on, and one specific about the rules so that we can analyze how they are the rules. Still, I think that these are really quite intriguing. So now we can see and opening such box, because I think that it's really quite worth to go to keep in the hands such really quite amazing contents, because I was also waiting new Minotaurs for the Flesheater Kurz since quite a lot of time, really quite a lot of time, and they were quite needed. So we can begin with the Vargulf, that sincerely it's not bad at all, and since I was thinking that it was a bit bigger, and eventually have my old Vargulf to play with, or I can use some other models, so it can be quite intriguing. still it's really full of details, so it's not bad at all. I'm really quite intrigued to build and paint such mod, even if I don't know if I'll have 2 of them, because anyway it's really quite I can say okay, but I would like more variability, but it can be really replenished quite soon, and anyway it's a new mod, so quite welcome. I had this, that it's the Archregent Gore Warden, that sincerely I quite like. It's really full of detail, much more than I thought, and you can see the Warden with the keys, so quite nice, and really a lot of keys. I quite like, sincerely it's almost the size as wings as I think the Fellbats, and smaller as you can think that the Rift Flyers anyway. And I think that it's okay, because anyway the flyers should be a bit bigger, so it's good that he has such wings, and anyway it's really quite awesome. I really like such mod, and it will be really intriguing eventually to paint and eventually a bit modifying, but quite nice. Then I had the kit card that are here. We have obviously 2 sprues related, because there are 20 models, so 10 for each of these sprue. And really quite intriguing. I'm curious to see how much it is compared to a goal, crypt goal, once that it's built up, because it should be quite close to it, but I like such weaponry really, and you can personalize quite a lot. I made a video about my personalization for the growth to goal or crypt card, and here with this you could even make much better conversions on, so it will be nice eventually. If comes to that they are really quite costly, you could choose eventually to keep a unit of normal crypt goals and put the other weaponry on it, because you can have quite a lot of fun with this, so they will be really quite intriguing. So 20 models, but I think that there will be enough. I hope that there will be enough. Anyway, they will be really quite intriguing to play with. And I have the crypt goes on the Morgan, so the new flying unit that is the, I can say, the riders. It's really quite awesome. I love such models. They are really something wonderful, really. And they're sort of little targets, I think, because they're recalling and resembling them really quite nice, and they are not so big, but see the details, they are really amazing. See here about the standard, it's something that I quite appreciate. This, it's a unit that sincerely I would like to have more of this, because beautiful, really beautiful. I love the usually the knights and so on, and these are a specific type of knights that wow, it's something that let me desire to build them and play with them really quite soon. And we'll see also about the rules soon, so quite intriguing. Here this, that it's used to separate the miniatures from the part of the book, and it's double side as usual. And sincerely I suggest you to keep this, because it can be useful to put it as a screen or better screen to put behind the miniatures and so on, or eventually to protect other things, so you can use this in a lot of ways. And I've had the book with the special cover that sincerely I quite appreciate. It's the same that we see in the cover of the box, so okay. And sincerely I quite love this one, because if I compare this with this, that is the one about the Seraphon, and really this has been my first one of the limited, but this sincerely I quite like much more, because it's done much better. I like, because there is a design that it's really quite worth. This it's something that I quite appreciate. I like the design, so nice. It's really quite similar about the one about the Seraphon, but the images are better. Obviously there are also the instructions, so we'll keep this in foot. And they are really quite useful, because remember that you have to build new models, so knowing how to build, they are really quite important, so remember about this. And really I'm glad that I'm not open this one right now, because I want to open, read with calmly the part about the background and the part about the rules, and bring you different videos. So quite amazing. I love, really quite amazing one. I also like such design. Sincerely, before to throw away this part, if you throw away. I suggest you to cut this and keep this image because it's nice, and it's a free technically artwork that could be really quite useful, so it will be a pity not to use, because anyway it's a good design. Then here we have these that are the enhancement cards, and I quite like because you could use or not, but anyway it's nice to have them, and I quite like because it's double sided. We have these, the vampire of the box, and here how they see themselves, so really the difference. And if some of you recall Britannia with this, I think that it's a quite nice joke about that I still like, so really quite nice. And after having opened this enhancement part, we can take off the parts, and we can see that we have to pay a bit of attention. So here there are the cards, and we have the double side here, so it's really quite intriguing. And here we have all the rules about the models, so it's a way to bring with you without having, for example, the parts together with the scrolls and so on. You bring only what you need. Maybe I not use this, but I quite like, because it's a really good way and a way to save money eventually, because if you think about printing and so on the things, eventually you can think this to put near, for example, some models on, so that you can associate really quite easily what you have for each model, so quite nice. Here we have part of the basis here for the different models, and obviously here there are also the other bases, so that we have all those needed for the models inside the box. As usually you can personalize them and so on, so don't worry, here at least you have all the bases that you need, but remember that then you can thematize and so on based on what you want, so they are always quite useful. And then here we have these that are the full scrolls. So if before we have seen about the announcements, here we have the full scrolls about. Also here we have this that is the double side, and I quite love such one. So with this you are able to bring with you, without having the bottom, the part related about the scrolls, and you can keep the only one that you need. So it could be intriguing in this way. I don't usually use this, but I quite like such thing, because maybe I'll change a bit. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, it's quite nice. And inside here, so we can find the various screws, but also here the tokens about the noble date points that we see better in the rules, and also the battle tactics, so that it's really quite intriguing. So as you can see, we have all the parts related, and it's always nice to see such ones, because you can simply pick them up and so on, and use and see the rules inside, so it's really quite intriguing. So here we can find the parts that are really quite nice, so we can keep one of these out and see the contents. It's a bit to pay attention about picking up what you need. Okay, so here we can find, so that we can, okay, here it's about to show that it's the Primark specific, and so we can find all the profile with all the rules. So really quite interesting, moreover because I like such images behind that are really quite representation what are the Flesheater courses, so quite amazing one, and I quite love about this, so nice. So what to say about such army setbox? I think that it's really quite interesting. I think that if you're interested about the Flesheater course, it can be quite a must-have, because it can save you quite a lot of money. Because if you think about the calculation that I made, only about the Minotaurs you cover the amount that it's about the Minotaurs themselves. But you'd have, for example, the book, the Battleton for free. So it could be good, and if you are able to have a discount also to the amount that you would release this, you can save even more also about the Minotaurs. So it could be quite nice. And I like the limited version of the Battleton, so because the Battleton I would have bought anyway. I'm really quite liking this, and really I think that this is a way to start before, to see the background, to understand the rules, to play a bit with them and with the new Minotaurs, because I think that it's a must about this, because they are all new Minotaurs, and I can anticipate you that all these have a specific rules, so it can be really quite intriguing. So I think that it's quite nice. Obviously it's up to you, but I think that it's good. This time it's something that anyway I suggest you to try, because it's not like having something that you had before. So all the miniatures as new ones as the description, so really quite nice. So from Dynamod it's everything. I invite you to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell so to receive notification about new video, to comment under here about this video, or if you want to suggest me new videos. So I hope to see you again to the next time.